Hi guys, it's Nancy, and this is my After Stamp Wars 28. 28! Sponsored by the Ton Stamps. This is what we made. If you missed it, I'll put the playlist down below for you, but we had to make an A2 excuse me, size card and cut out, well, not A2, a normal size card. I did it A2. And die cut out our bouquet here. And then we had to heat emboss the sentiments. And then I added some crystal clear gemstones from the Ton. And then the second card, we had to ink directly onto the card panel, which is what I did here. And we got the brand new Sweet Bouquet layering stencils and die. And then we also got the birthday Easy Expressions birthday stamps and coordinating dies. Now, I'm not going to use these today because I already got all of these sentiments out of Stamp Wars. So again, go check Stamp Wars. This is very easy to do. You stamp it in 2 parts and then cut it out in 1 pass with the die, which makes it super easy. So I have a whole bunch of those left, so I don't need to do that again. But these sentiments are great. So it says here, happy birthday, yay, it's your birthday, cheers to you, just for you, happy belated birthday, sending birthday hugs, make a wish, it's time to celebrate, have a fabulous day, and happy birthday to you. So those are the sentiments, but then we have these kind of inside sentiments. You don't look a day over whatever age you're pretending to be right now. Just kidding. Happy birthday. Don't hate me because I'm younger. I'm glad you were born, and I can't thank you enough for being older than me. So a lot of fun, not only just cutting the sentiments out, but also have those extra sentiments. And again, all you do is you stamp one side, and there is these, what do you call them? Shoot, we use them in stencils all the time. But they're little, the word just slipped my mind. They're markers so that when you stamp that, and then you line these 2 up and you stamp it again, when you go to cut it out, this, and this will all line up on the die. Registration marks. So the registration marks will all line up. So when you cut this out, everything will be lined up perfectly. So you'll see that in the sentiments when I use them. But today I thought I'm going to cheat a little bit. There's a couple layers to this stencil. And I'm going to stencil on colored cardstock. So that way I can leave the first layer as it is and just use the other layer. So let's see if I can successfully obtain that look. I have some light yellow cardstock from Spellbinders. It's almost like a chiffon yellow, very light. And then I have the stencils and the waffle flower mat out. So I'm going to cut this down to card front size, which would be 5.5 by 4 1/4. So I'll have 4 panels. And I'm going to attempt to do all 4. So you'll have to time me and see how quick this is. I already have card bases made up. I already have my sentiments made up. So this is just a matter of getting the ink down. So I'm bringing my waffle flower mat in. Here are my stencils. Now these stencils are all numbered. Sweet Bouquet 1 of 5. And then at the bottom here, it actually says first layer petal light. Second layer petal mid-tone. So it will tell you what color to make everything. So I'm going to put my colored cardstock right in the corner of my mat. So I like that there's a little ridge there. This thing has been a lifesaver for me. It does stain, as you can see here, but that does not affect the way that it works. So I'm actually going to skip layer 1 because we're going to basically pretend like our cardstock is layer 1. I'm going to move my cardstock over a little bit so that when I tuck this in the corner, everything fits right to the edge there. So now I'm going to put a little bit of tape on my cardstock some low tack washi tape. And we also had Alicia from Call Me Crafty Owl, and you can go check out her channel. I'll link everybody down below. Of course, my admins for helping out. We had Tracy hosting. She did a fabulous job. And then Chow, T, and I played. All right. So now when I go to put this in, that is going to hold the cardstock in place as we do each layer. So that looks pretty good. Okay. Actually, I want to line this up a little bit closer to being, so when I do the next one. So as long as my cardstock is on that edge, this will line up. Okay. All right, so I'm actually going to start with layer 2. So you can see I can tuck that right in the corner there. And for layer 2, I'm going to do Catching Rays from Catherine Pooler. And I'm just going to hold that stencil in place. So again, we're going to pretend like layer 1 is the cardstock. All right, and I do want to be careful here because my tape is, or my stencil, I'm running over on my stencil here, so I do want to be careful there. Mask that off a little bit. Okay, so that's layer 2. You can see that yellow is in place. And then layer 3 tells you here, layer 3, third layer petal dark. So again, tucking that into the corner. And for that one, we're going to go in and use Glitz from Catherine Pooler. A little bit darker golden yellow. Okay, and then layer 4 and 5 are our greens. So layer 4, we're going to use Grass Skirt from Catherine Pooler. And then it says for the centers to use black. And there's little circles around those centers. Where'd my little blending brush go? Hello. I just had it. Oh, there it is. And I'm just using VersaFine Claire in Nocturne for those. And this is a pigment ink, so remember a little bit goes a long way, but also this ink does not dry immediately. It takes a second or two, so you want to make sure you don't touch that area because it will smear the ink. Okay, and then for our last green, we're going to use Martini, which is layer 5. The numbers are in the bottom left corner here, so you know where to line everything up. And just line it up the same way every time. Okay, so there we have it. Now that I'm looking at it, I feel like it looks pretty, but I did lose that first layer, so that's okay. That's very easy to fix. And take our stencils off of there. We're going to bring layer 1 in. This is why we do these little experiments. Tuck that stencil in the corner. So this is layer 1. So this would be our lightest yellow. So for this one, I am going to grab the lightest. Let's see. I'm going to go in with Tiara. And I like to go lightest to darkest on my stencils, but here you can see I'm going darkest to lightest. There's no right or wrong way of doing this. Again, just be careful because that black ink is in the center there. If that's not dried completely, you could smear that. But I think we're going to be okay here. All right, let's see how this looks now. All right, there we go. So that worked out pretty good. Let's see how quickly I can do a couple more here. And then these are ready to go. All I need to do now is attach my sentiment. I can die cut these if I want, but I don't want to. I'm going to make these kind of like one layer cards. Just attach my sentiment. Now on that one, that little ink there, I might go back and just cut this one out, but let's see if I can duplicate that without getting my ink everywhere. So if this is layer 1, and again, I want to line up my cardstock so that it's right on the right side edge of that stencil. All right, there we go. So layer 1, Tiara. A very soft yellow, very light pastel yellow. These are all Catherine Pooler inks. I think you can get all of these in full size or minis. So it's a good way to add to your ink collection. If you're going to be doing layered stamps or stencils, it's nice to have a light, a medium, and a dark. The Ton also has her own set of inks that coordinate perfectly with her stencils and stamps, so you want to check that out. Keep in mind, we also have a discount coupon. It is 15% off. Use the code SW for Stamp Wars 1515, and that will get you 15% off at the Ton, and that expires on Saturday, March 25th. It is not eligible on digital items or boutique items. Okay, so that's Tiara. Next was Catching Rays. Now, I'm not using pixie spray. If you are concerned with your stencil staying in place, you might want to spray the back with a little bit of pixie spray. You can try using blending daubers, but I would be concerned with the fine areas of the stencil of the daubers kind of getting stuck and pulling on the stencil. So I do like using brushes, but use what you have. for layer 3, we're going in with Glitz, which is the darkest. Even a light orange would look pretty on here. And I'm using the same blending brush and just going lightest to darkest. It's okay if you have a little extra ink on your brush. It's not going to hurt anything. I have these brushes. They're fairly cheap in my Amazon shop. They come in many different colors. And I've been using them for years and very pleased with them. Okay, so there's our 3 flowers. Simple, easy peasy. I'm going to switch over to our greens. And I'm just going to be careful and try not to rub into that black area. Not even picking up any extra ink, just pulling the ink that's left on that stencil and putting that in there. And our final stencil and our final color ink is Martini. I do recommend dye inks. I mean, any inks will work, but dye inks tend to dry a little faster. They soak into the paper. Pigment inks tend to sit on top, so they might smear a little bit, so just be careful of that. And there we go. So that is 2 of them done fairly quickly. I'll do the other 2 off camera. But let me show you how easy it is to now put everything together as a card. We have these 2 ready to go, and we have our extra sentiments here, and I have my card bases here. Oh, that's my last side folding, so we will do top folding. You don't need to do anything extra with this. Certainly you could mat it, you could run it through an embossing folder. You can do any of those things. You can orient this any way you want. All right, and I think to cover up my little mistake here, we're going to take my yellow brush and we're just going to ink blend the edges. And that'll kind of camouflage my little ink blending boo-boo there a little bit, so it doesn't look so obvious. Give it a little vignette look so that the eyes are drawn towards the center. If you need more ink, go into your ink pad, but I think we're okay here. Just using the ink that's on the brush. Covers that up a little better. Okay, good. And make sure you check out the other channels with Chow and T and Tracy and Call Me Crafty Owl, because they will each have follow-up videos if you need some inspiration. But again, you can go do your shopping at thetunstamps.com. They have stamps, inks, embellishments, layered stencils. They just did a new release. The code is only good until Saturday the 25th, and it's 15% off using SW1515. Excludes digitals and boutique items. But I have all of these sentiments I cut out of that stamp set. And cheers. This is the birthday. So, yay, it's your birthday. Cheers to you. Sending birthday hugs. Make a wish. Happy birthday. Time to celebrate. Happy birthday to you. And then the other two I used were have a fabulous day and happy belated birthday. I think I like the smaller birthday one. And then we have the sentiments we can put on the inside too. So I think we'll do that, and then we'll stamp the funny sentiments on the inside. Now, if you want to win your very own set of the stamps, the dies, the stencils, and the coordinating dies, I want to know down in the comments, what do you think this flower looks like? When I first saw it, I thought it was a hibiscus, but I think it a little bit looks like a magnolia. I think depending on what color you do it on, it looks like an old English rose. So I want to know, what is your opinion of what do you think this flower is? And I will randomly pick a winner. Now this one is going to be US only. Must be aged 18 or older. And let me show you what you'd be getting. You would get a brand new Easy Expressions birthday and coordinating die. And then you're going to get the Sweet Bouquet stencil and die. So you're going to get all of these. And of course a card from me and an FSC sticker. All you got to do is comment below. Now if you don't have a chance, you missed the coupon code, you're catching this a little late, also check out the Ton Stamps on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. She is on the road a lot this year, so you can pick up these stencils. Effie does amazing make and takes in her booth, so if you get a chance to participate in that, I highly recommend it. But you can see here, just by changing the color of the flower that we inked it up, by changing the background, how beautiful yet how different all of these examples are. You can change the layout a little bit. One of the things that I like too, when T did hers, she cut this part off and just used the birthday. You can do that with these, so you don't have to stamp them together. You can make it any way you want on there. But let me know down in the comments what you think this floral is. It's totally interpreted by you when you're using it. If you have any questions, you can post them down below. But check out Stamp Wars 28 on the replay. It was a lot of fun. And make sure you go and follow all the other girls as well. So we have our special guest, which is Alicia from I Am Crafty Owl. We have Chow from Create with Chow. We have T from Not Afraid of Color. And of course, we have my partner, Tracy Schultz. And also follow the Ton Stamps. Thanks for watching, guys. If you had fun, please give me a thumbs up before you leave. And consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. Click that little butterfly and the bell to get notifications. Thanks for watching. Keep on stenciling. Bye.